Dear students, welcome to E Prashnaku Baduledi. Today I am giving third model question paper for first year chemistry students. In addition to that, I am providing important 2 marks questions. First of all, for the model question paper, let me tell the blueprint. That means in which questions coming from the what type of chapters. So, that is the 8 mark questions, the 8 mark questions coming from atomic structure and periodic classification and organic chemistry. I have given these 8 marks questions from these 3 chapters. What about 4 marks? 4 marks from chemical bonding, 2 4 marks, gaseous state 1 4 marks, stoichiometry 1 4 marks, chemical equilibrium and acids and bases 1 4 marks, hydrogen and its compounds 1 4 marks, S black elements 4 marks, P black elements 13 group, that is 4 marks. That means 8 4 marks questions will be given. Out of them you have to answer 6. Similarly, 2 marks questions are coming from gaseous state 1, stoichiometric 1, thermodynamics. You are getting 2 marks, and chemical bonding or chemical equilibrium and acids and bases 1 2 marks, and P black elements 14th group 2 marks, environment chemistry 2 marks, organic chemistry 1 2 marks, that is left over after giving the 8 marks question, that is total weightage is 10 marks. So, this is the model question paper 3 first year for first year chemistry students. Total maximum are 60, time 3 hours. Section A, answer all questions. First one is state the third law of thermodynamics. What is synthesis gas? How is it prepared? Give 2 chemical equilibria for which Kp greater than Kc. That means you have to write 2 chemical equilibrium equations where Kp greater than Kc. Write IUPAC names for this. This is 3 pentanone, I think. It is 2 ethyl, 3 methyl, pentane, 2 methyl, 3. So, you have to elaborate it and you see. So, longest chain you have to pick up, and accordingly the substituents you have to write. The numbering is given from alphabetical order. From ethyl side you have to give the numbering. So, in that way you have to write the IUPAC names of these. Explain isotherms and isocores. What is the molecular formula of a given compound having empirical formula CH2Cl and molecular weight is 98.96. Molecular weight is 98.96. Empirical formula is given CH2Cl. You have to answer, you have to calculate, you have to write the molecular formula of that compound. Define Cp and Cv and derive Cp minus Cv is equal to R. What are silicones? Define threshold limit value and sink. Write about eutrophication and photochemical smog. There is no choice, all questions you have to answer. Section B, answer any 2 questions, answer any 6 questions. Each question carry 4 marks, 6 into 4, that is equal to 24. 11th question, that is chemical analysis of carbon compound gave the following percentage of composition of weight of elements: carbon 10.06, hydrogen 0.84 percentage, these are percentages, chlorine 89.10 percentages. On analysis he got these elements in the respective percentages. You have to calculate the empirical formula. Explain the formation of coordinate covalent bond with example, with at least one example you have to write. Explain valency bond theory. Write the postulates of kinetic molecular theory of gases. Discuss the various reactions that occur in Solvay process of preparation of sodium carbonate. Write any two methods of preparation of diborane and how does it react with carbon monoxide and ammonia. You have to write the equations. Write about the following: utility of hydrogen as a fuel and heavy water. You have to write. What is the dynamic equilibrium? What are the factors influencing the equilibrium? Section C, answer any two questions. Each question carry 8 marks. 2 into 8 is equal to 16. Sometimes you won't get the big question. You may not get the big question. That is you will get 2 or 3 short questions in the form of 8 marks question. For example, you see here, write about the following: Planck's quantum theory, photoelectric effect, differences between emission spectra and absorption spectra, and Zeeman and Stark effects. So, for 2 marks, the 4 into 2 is, that is 8 marks. This is 8 mark question. What is the periodical property or periodic property? How do the following properties change in first year group and in the third period? First year group means typical elements group, and third period typical element group, and first year alkali metals. So, how it varies? These following properties varies in first year group and third period. You have to write atomic radius, IE, how it vary, electron gain enthalpy, nature of oxides, and electronegativity. Give two methods of preparation of acetylene. How does it reacts with the following: water in the presence Hg2 plus by H2SO4, B ozone, C ammonical silver nitrate and ammonical cuprous chloride, E red hot copper tubes. Cyclic polymerization, that you have to write. Important 2 mark questions. So, you read, you prepare notes and you read well these 2 marks. So, you may get in 4 marks question also these 2 marks. What is black body? Calculate the frequency of radiation having a wavelength of 600 nanometers. Write the importance of phi, psi and psi square. Write Rydberg's equation for H atom. Give value of Rydberg constant. Write N, L, M, S values for 3d6 and 4s1 electrons. State Pauli's exclusive principle. State Hund's rule. Calculate wavelength of first line in Lyman series. What is node and what is nodal plane? How many nodal planes are possible for 2p and 3d orbitals? Define isotopes, isobars, isotones, and give examples. These are some 2 mark questions from first chapter. Next, periodic classification. What are major differences between metals and non-metals? What are typical elements and bridge elements? Justify the position of hydrogen atom and lanthanides. What is lanthanide contraction? What is meant by transuranic elements? Give examples. Define valency. How does it vary with respect to hydrogen in a period? What is meant by amphoteric oxide? Give examples. An element X has atomic number 34. Give its position in the periodic table. 34 means 1s2, 2s2. You have to write the electronic configuration first. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 3d10, 4p4. 4p4 means that is oxygen group, oxygen family. Oxygen family. So, you have to write oxygen family, or you can write that is 13, 14, 15, 16th group, 16th group, and 3D, 4s2 at 4th period. So, you can write. Next one is what is isoelectronic series? The elements or ions having same number of electrons is called isoelectron series. Arrange increasing order of the atomic radius of the following: K plus, Cl minus, P3 minus, S2 minus, F minus. These are given. F minus is not isoelectronic. These 3 are isoelectronic. You have to see how the atomic radius varies in this one. F minus is smallest one because it has less number of cells. Which has highest electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, ionization enthalpy. You have to write highest out of all elements in the periodic table, which element has electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, ionization energy. So, there may be 3 elements you can see. You have to find out that one. Electron magnetic nature, explain magnetic nature of KO3. Explain the structure of CH4. The next chapter, right? Difference between ionic compounds and covalent compounds. What is octet role? Briefly explain its significance. Give examples which do not follow octet rule. Do not follow. Most of the compounds follow the octet rule. Some compounds are there which do not follow, PCl5, BF3 like that, SF6. You have to write those examples. What is dipole moment? Why H2 has a dipole moment, whereas CO2 do not, have, and which has more dipole moment out of NH3 and NF3. So, these are the right. Why is H2 has dipole moment, but CO2 has no dipole moment. CO2 is linear, so it has no dipole moment. You have to write. You have to explain that. How many sigma and pi bonds present in the following? C2H2 acetylene, C2H4 ethylene, C6H6 benzene. You have to write sigma bonds and pi bonds. Explain paramagnetic nature of B2O2 by MO theory, molecular orbital theory. B2 and O2 paramagnetic nature you have to explain. What is formal charge? Calculate formal charge on oxygen atoms in ozone molecule. Define lattice enthalpy, bond angle. What is bond order? Calculate bond order of the following: N2, NO plus, O2 minus, O2 2 minus, that is O2, O2 plus, O2 1 minus. O2 1 minus is nothing but peroxide. This is peroxide, this is peroxide, this is superoxide, KO2, potassium peroxide. Potassium superoxide, KO2, right. What is resonance? Write the resonance structures of CO2, CO3 minus and benzene. State Boyle's law, explain isotherms. State Charles' law, explain isobars. State Gray-Lussac's law, explain isochores. State Avogadro's law. What are STP and gram molar volume, GMV? What is absolute zero temperature, absolute zero, and what is mole? What are various attraction forces, intermolecular forces, that is intermolecular forces in the matter? Write the differences between ideal gas and real gas. State Dalton's law of partial pressures. State Graham's law of diffusion. What is effusion? Which effuses faster out of SO2 and CH4, and write how many times it is faster. Define CRMS, C bar, Cp and give relation between them. What are various values of R, universal gas constant? Why it is called so? Why it is called universal gas constant? What is Boltzmann constant? That is R by N, universal gas constant R by Avogadro number, Boltzmann constant. Give its value. What are critical constants and define them? What are van der Waals constants? Write their importance and give van der Waals equation of the state. What is aqueous tension and explain laminar flow of liquid. What are the deviations of real gases from ideal gases behavior? What is coefficient of viscosity? Give units. Explain Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution curves. Explain the principle underlying the liquefaction of gases. Explain the principle underlying the liquefaction of gases. stoichiometry, calculate the weight of 0.1 mole of sodium carbonate. How many number of moles of glucose are present in 500 grams of glucose? The empirical formula of a compound is H2O. Its molecular weight is 90. Calculate the molecular formula. What are disproportion reactions? What are proportion reactions? State the law of definite proportions and law of multiple proportions. Define oxidation number. Calculate the oxidation numbers underlined element of the following. So, you have to write the oxidation, you have to calculate the oxidation number of underlined sulfur, underlined phosphorus, sorry, this is underlined boron, underlined phosphorus, underlined manganese. So, manganese, you have to write the oxidation, calculate the oxidation state of manganese, chromium, here oxygen you have to try, you have to calculate, here also oxygen, here chromium. Define equivalent weight, calculate the equivalent weights of the following: Na2CO3, BaOH twice, KMnO4, H2C2O4, 2H2O. Define molality, normality and mole fraction. Identify species oxidized and reduced in the following equation. 2CuO plus Cu2S gives rise to 6Cu plus SO2. So, we have to find out the oxidation number. If you increase the oxidation number is happened, that is oxidation, decreasing the oxidation number, reduction, which undergo oxidation, that is called reductant, which undergo reduction, that is called oxidant. So, that is there. So, you can write, first of all you have to know the oxidation numbers and the change in oxidation states. State third law of thermodynamics. Define state function, internal energy. Calculate volume of O2 of at STP required to completely burn 100 ml of acetylene. Define enthalpy, explain standard enthalpy. Explain spontaneity of the process. Write sign conversions of heat, conventions of heat and work done. Explain relation between Gibbs free energy and the equilibrium constant. Explain Bronsted theory of acids and bases with examples, acids and bases chapter, chemical equilibrium. Explain Lewis theory of acids and bases with examples. And all Lewis bases are Bronsted bases, but not in the case of Lewis acids. So, that statement you have to explain. Define pH, ionic product of water Kw. Calculate pH of base, that is 0.1 m of barium hydroxide, and acid 0.001 m of H2SO4. If you calculate for the base, you will get first of all pOH. You know pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So, for this you have to calculate, if you want to calculate pH, you have to calculate first calculate pOH and you subtract that pOH value from 14, that gives the pH of barium hydroxide. So, what is the buffer? Write various types of buffer, acid buffer, basic buffer with examples, and give equation to calculate the pH of the buffer, that is the Henderson equation you have to write. Define common ion effect. Define solubility product, and write solubility constants, product constants for Ag2Cr2O7 and AgBr. First of all, you have to know the ionization 2Ag plus and Cr2O7 2 minus. Similarly, AgBr will be ionized Ag plus and Br minus. From those you can calculate the solubility product. If the solubility is S, then what will be its product, you have to calculate. State dynamic equilibrium, what are the factors influencing the equilibrium. Define conjugate acid base pair, illustrate with examples. Define relationship between Kp and Kc. Write the classification of salts, explain what type of salts undergo hydrolysis. Calculate H plus ion concentration of H plus of the solution having pH is equal to 3. hydrogen and its compounds chapter. Explain hydrogen as a fuel. Explain amphoteric nature of the H2O. Write the structure of H2O2 and give its uses. What is dihedral angle and its value in H2O2. Explain syngas, SYNGAS. What is perhydrol? How to prepare H2O2? How do you express the strength of H2O2? Calculate strength of 10 volumes of solution of H2O2. Next, S black. What is diagonal relationship? Give examples. What happens when magnesium burnt in oxygen air? What happens when magnesium nitrate is heated? Right, uses of NaOH, NHCO3, CaO, plaster of Paris. So BeOH twice is amphoteric. Write the solubility of the write the catenation, solubility of carbonates, halides, change in the group of alkaline earth metals. How the solubility of carbonates varies from beryllium to strontium. Similarly, halides solubility also you have to express, you have to write. This is P black 13. Why BF3 behaves as a Lewis acid? Write the structure of AlCl3 as dimer. Explain Al2O3 is a amphoteric oxide. Write the hybridization of boron in diborane and boric acid. What are synthetic gas, water gas, producer gas? Write the composition. Write their compositions. Write their compositions. Why CO is poisonous? And what are silicones? Give examples. SiO2 is solid, but CO2 is gas. Why? What is catenation? Write anomalous behavior of carbon. Why diamond is hard and graphite is soft? What happens SiO2 is reacted with hydrofluoric acid? What happens CaC2 is heated with N2? Calcium carbide is heated with nitrogen. That is SiF6 is formed, but not SiCl6. Why? What is a receptor? Write some air pollutants. Which agrochemicals are responsible for water pollution? Write photochemical smog pan. Explain. What are different segments of earth and what is eutrophication? Organic chemistry. Write various types of structural isomerism with examples. In structural isomerism, what is the difference of isomerism due to difference in structure? So, what are various types of structural isomerism? Chain isomerism and position isomerism, functional isomerism and metamerism, etc. You have to write. Define nucleophiles and electrophiles. Give examples. What is meant by oxyacetylene torch? What is the Lawson's test? What is its importance? Write about geometrical isomerism, that is cis-trans isomerism. Give examples. Write conformations of ethane. What is ozonolysis? Give examples. What happened when acetylene is undergone cyclic polymerization? When acetylene is passed through red hot copper tubes, you will get benzene. That is, you are getting cyclic compound. So, it is called cyclic polymerization. More than two molecules are combined to give one molecule, a big molecule. That is called polymerization. So, acetylene gives benzene when it is passed through red hot copper tubes. Three molecules combined to give a cyclic compound, that is benzene. So, it is called cyclic polymerization. When acetylene is heated in nickel tetracyanide, nickel cyanide ions, nickel cyanide. So, you will get a cyclooctatetraene. That is also one more example. It is not in your syllabus. What is carcinogenicity and toxicity of benzene? Write about Kolbe electrolysis method of to prepare ethane. Kolbe electrolysis method to prepare ethane. Sodium acetate solution, aqueous solution, on electrolysis give ethane at anode. So, you have to write the equation also. So, this is the important 2 marks questions. This periodic table of elements Thank you. Like, share and subscribe.